Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Isn't it funny? And I don't mean actually funny, certainly not funny like a clown, for example, but what I really mean is, isn't it stupid? There's the word. Isn't it stupid that the degree to which Ripple is honest, transparent, forthright with the way that they're conducting their business, the way in which they're positioning XRP, and a whole bunch of other details associated with that, isn't it ridiculous and stupid that it just completely opens them up to attack? Look at this piece from Cointelegraph. Ripple CEO, our transparency has opened us up to attack. I'm going to run through this with you and share my thoughts on it. I've also got a couple tweets from the XRP community I want to share with you, and then I'm going to wrap up the video with something unrelated. It's titled, China's Central Bank Hiring 6 Tech Experts for its Upcoming Digital Currency. Now, before we get rolling here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP and Brad Garlinghouse, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. It's a pretty gosh darn good idea. Alright, so check this out. Alluding to the spat of controversies that have beset the project, you know this is going to be a good article when you start the first sentence with spat and also the word beset. This is going to be great. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has argued that Ripple's transparency has opened us up to attack. In an interview for the Off the Chain podcast hosted by Morgan Creek Digital Assets co-founder Anthony Pompliano on October 9th, Garlinghouse said there is, quote, a bunch of misinformation out there, but claimed that this is in part because Ripple is 10 or 100 times more transparent than anyone in the crypto community. I like that rough estimate. It's anywhere from like 10 to 100. I like that, Brad. That's good. And so here's another quote from, our transparency has opened us up to attack. Ripple has tried to lead by example. All right, and then the piece continues. Pompliano revealed that by far the most listener questions related to the high-profile controversy over Ripple's handling of XRP token sales, to which the CEO reiterated his earlier reassurances that the firm would choose to dump tokens and depreciate XRP's value given that it is the most interested party in the success and health of the Ripple ecosystem. We own a lot of XRP. And again, I have to say that it's just the concept that XRP, that Ripple would not want a healthy XRP ecosystem. First of all, as Brad stated there, and it's a stupid concept. He didn't say stupid, that's my word. But conceptually, if you own that much XRP, why would you not want it to do well for the long haul? And then second, look at what Ripple is saying, and look at how Ripple is behaving. The actions line up with the talk. So where is this fear for dumping? It's like, to me, I don't, the Bitcoin maxis, I kind of wonder, some of them I'm sure really do believe that Ripple's just going to suddenly dump just about 100% of their XRP on the market. I'm sure some of them really, really believe that. But I wonder if it's really more so the case that most of them just want to spread FUD out there. You know, as if this really was some sort of security, XRP being a security, and if Ripple really was out here really just to take advantage of the poor investors out there buying XRP. Maybe some of them actually believe that, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe most of them don't, and they just want to spread FUD because they're Bitcoin maximalists. Because, again, the actions absolutely do not line up. Think about it. Ripple voluntarily, almost 2 years ago now, put 55 billion XRP in escrow. Excuse me, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, they literally, because it's cryptographically secure, they literally cannot access the XRP that's in that escrow. And they announced that, and I think it was May of 2017, so it was like a long time coming, but it makes no damn sense in the world. Anyway, piece continues. Pompliano revealed, I'm sorry, actually that's the part I just read. He outlined how Ripple, this is Brad, they're talking about Brad, he outlined how Ripple manages its XRP token holdings, noting that the company had created 55 escrows, each containing 1 billion XRP that became unlocked once a month. Once released, he said Ripple returns 80% of the XRP back into newly created escrows for the future. He emphasized that while Ripple may own the escrows, they have no cryptographic signage on their contracts, meaning that the firm cannot open them at its behest. And so, another thing here, as it pertains to this XRP, even the XRP that is sold, and again, it's going to be, I can't wait for the third quarter report, the XRP markets report, which should be out within the next week, maybe two. Look, They're barely selling any. And the percentage that they do sell, it's just a fraction of volume. Even if you look at what's been sold over the last couple quarters, and we know that's going to be dramatically reduced here. And so, but even that XRP that is sold, it doesn't mean that it's just flooding the markets. Some entities are actually holding this. It doesn't mean that it's flooded on cryptocurrency exchanges. That's the other thing. Just because that, last number I saw is 0.32% of XRP transactions, the volume on the ledger is because of Ripple, 0.32%. That's it. It's like 1 out of every 300, transactions. It's nothing. Even though that's happening, again, it's just sometimes going to people that are just going to hold the XRP anyway. It's not that big a deal anyway. So once released, he said Ripple returns 80% of the XRP back into newly created escrows for the future. He emphasized... I'm sorry, did I just read that part? Yes, I did. Sorry about that. Man, sorry. It's been a long day. With the remaining released XRP, Garlinghouse said Ripple either sells the tokens programmatically or over the counter to institutional clients wanting exposure to XRP. Now that the market has become more liquid, however, he said these OTC sales are declining and Ripple often refers such clients elsewhere. Overall, Garlinghouse estimated that Ripple sells XRP at 10 basis points of the daily market volume, i.e. 99.9% of XRP volume is not connected to Ripple. And indeed, it's actually less than that. But I know that's what Brad did say, though. Garlinghouse also made the claim that, he was just kind of rounding, but anyway, Garlinghouse also made the claim that Ripple is the only example of crypto and blockchain being used at scale, period. While he conceded that he was himself long on Bitcoin, it is working, it is scaled. He said that when it comes to blockchain enterprise solutions, Ripple is the only project out there that has passed experimentation and moved on to scaled implementation. In a sign, perhaps, of the prevalence of Ripple-related controversies, Garlinghouse's discussion of the relation between Bitcoin and XRP circled back to another contentious issue. The CEO noted that several former Bitcoin engineers, as well as Ripple founders, were involved in the creation of the XRP ledger, yet underscored that the XRP ledger was created before the company Ripple existed. As reported, community members have previously taken the company to task for ostensibly attempting to obfuscate the nature of its relationship to XRP, which I don't... obfuscate. No, that's not what they're doing. It's just a matter of fact that Ripple was formed after XRP was created. And it was funny, too, when I was listening to this podcast. As soon as Brad was talking about how it's working at scale, referencing XRP and talking about how Ripple is the only project that has passed experimentation, moved on to scaled implementation, Anthony Pompliano, he wasn't rude or anything, but he was like, whoa, he said something effective. We better clarify what exactly this means there. What do you mean by past the experimentation phase? And of course, that's why I always point out, and it is a matter-of-fact statement, XRP is the only cryptocurrency that is used in the commercial production of anything. Sometimes when I say that, people like to say VeChain's being used, but the coin itself, actually I think there's two coins, it's weird the way it's set up, but anyway, it's not actually used in the commercial production of anything. The blockchain is used. Well, okay, you can use the XRP ledger without using XRP. I mean, so it's the only cryptocurrency that's actually being used for anything, period, out of over 2,000 cryptocurrencies on the planet. All right, and then the piece wraps up by stating this. So Corey Johnson, a former Bloomberg TV anchor who worked roughly a year as Ripple's chief market strategist, has come under fire recently for his controversial analogy that Ripple's relationship to XRP is akin to Chevron's relationship to oil. Garlinghouse himself previously used the analogy in an argument against yet another controversy, XRP's possible security classification. Exxon owns a lot of oil, he noted. That doesn't make it a security, which I think is a fair enough analogy. And by the way, I miss Corey Johnson. That guy, he's a lively fellow. I wish he was still part of the Ripple team. Too bad he's moved on. All right, next here, check this out. So, referencing Pompliano's podcast here, take a look at this tweet. This is from Jason_Yanowitz, and he tweeted this out. It turns out the XRP Army loves podcasts. The Brad Garlinghouse and Anthony Pompliano episode doubled nearly every other episode in 2019, referencing Anthony Pompliano's Off the Chain podcast. Thanks to the Ripple team for making this great episode happen. 30 off-the-chain episodes left to release in 2019. Who else should be a guest? And you can see here, I'm assuming that this huge outlier circle right here is the Brad Garlinghouse data point. They didn't label what these circles are, but given the nature of the tweet, I'm guessing that this is it. And indeed, I'm telling you, is the XRP community not amazing? Talk about high engagement. There are just people out there that come across XRP just like me and you, and we really know that we're onto something here, and it creates genuine interest, especially since we have skin in the game here. And it results in the most passionate, community out there in terms of crypto. I'd certainly put our XRP community up against the community of any other coin out there. So who should be interviewed next? And I was thinking David Schwartz, and I noticed that Ken Rocks here wrote the same thing. At Joel Katz, which is David Schwartz, knows more about Bitcoin and XRP than anyone. And indeed, that one, I mean, if there's one person he could interview, Anthony could interview that I'd find maybe even more interesting than Brad Garlinghouse, because it was a great great interview. The only one that might be more interesting would be David Schwartz, maybe. They're pretty much on the same level, to be honest, but it's more so just because the degree to which David Schwartz has technical knowledge and the way that he can kind of explain it in lay terms. I find that fascinating, and there are only so many people that could do it, so that I would love to check out. So who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and it'll actually happen one day. All right, take a look at this. Here's a tweet from Anthony Pompliano on June 17th of this year. This is around the time Libra announcement, all right? So he tweeted out, Facebook is rumored to launch their cryptocurrency Libra tomorrow, which many believe could render Ripple/XRP useless. Ripple not going down without a fight, though. They just agreed to invest $50 million in MoneyGram to accelerate adoption. The token wars are upon us. Now, why am I covering this tweet from June? Well, let me show you here. Look what Galgatron tweeted out. Galgatron tweeted today, just a few minutes ago, and then this happened, linking to this. Zero Hedge. Libra is dead. eBay, Stripe, Visa, and MasterCard all abandoned Facebook's cryptocurrency. How about that? So, Ripple and XRP in trouble, huh? Now, of course, that never made sense in the first place because, of course, Libra currency, it's just another walled garden. It doesn't interoperate. XRP is positioned as a bridge currency, and it purely comes down to trust. But Anthony didn't know that because he back then, and I'm not sure how much he really understood of what Brad said in terms of mechanically how XRP is used as a bridge currency. I'm not sure how much stuck with him because it was the first he was hearing of it during that interview. Before that, he said he was confounded, literally confounded, that's the word that he used, about XRP and why it exists. So anyway, as far as Facebook, I mean, the problem is with that coin, the reason it could never do what XRP can do is it's centralized, it's backed by fiat currency. And the only way to remove the issue of trust is to have a digital asset that has a true market value. Where the fact that it exists is to the benefit of no particular party. Not really. Now you could say monetarily, obviously Ripple has a lot of XRP, but I'm talking functionally the way you have permissions over the network, this and that. Is the money indeed what it is claimed to be? If it's backed, those types of questions. So they're gone if it's an open market product, like XRP is, because it's just not backed by anything. So anyway, it was never going to be an issue. I got this from XRP Crypto. Well, thank you very much, good sir, for sending this my way. China's central bank hiring 6 tech experts for its upcoming digital currency. The People's Bank of China, PBOC, the country's central bank, is hiring 6 more tech experts for its upcoming digital currency. According to a recruitment notice published on Thursday, the PBOC has several job openings among its units, including the Digital Currency Research Institute. The institute is looking for candidates with expertise in computing, cryptography, microelectronics, and econometrics to explore the research and development of a central bank-backed digital currency. Which I find fascinating because really, and Brad Garlinghouse made this point in an interview recently, it's just, you're talking about the digitization of fiat currency. Well, that's already happened, and I've actually made that point prior to Brad bringing it up just several days ago. It's just numbers on a ledger. It's just not a blockchain, There's the central authorities that are trusted as it pertains to the U.S. dollars, but it's just debiting and crediting ledgers. It's already digitized. So how game-changing is it if you just throw blockchain in there? What problem is that solving? Is it changing the way that people treat their money? No, I don't think so. So to me, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, key responsibilities of the new hires would be to develop the software systems for digital currency, technical research and development for digital currency trading terminals, and analysis of fintech, payment, and clearing related fields per the notice. Specifically, the central bank said it will prefer people with experience in systematic framework design, blockchain technology development or application, big data platform development, research of cryptocurrency payment and settlement systems. The PBOC has been researching and developing its digital currency since 2014 and recently said that it is ready to launch the currency later this year or early next year. So what's the difference going to be between this and what they already had? That has not been made clear. Okay. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!